We continue Unit 14 with simplifying rational expressions. To simplify a rational expression, we factor the numerator and denominator completely and divide or cancel out all common factors. The most important part of simplifying a rational expression is factoring. And to do this, we need to pull out the GCF first. Once we pull out the GCF, we need to look and see if there are 2 terms, 3 terms, or 4 terms. If there are 2 terms, we look to see if it's a difference of squares, a difference of cubes, or a sum of cubes. If there are 3 terms, we factor by grouping, the box method, or the snowflake method. If there are 4 terms, we factor by grouping. And remember, once we have taken out the GCF and factored, we need to check and see if our finished product is indeed completely factored, and if not, start the process again. Let's start by reviewing difference of squares. Difference of squares will be in the form a squared minus b squared. When it's completely factored, it's a plus b times a minus b. Example, x squared minus 16. A is the square root of x squared, x, and b is the square root of 16, which is 4. And this just gets plugged into the formula. X plus 4, x minus 4. Continuing a review of factoring 2 terms, let's look at the difference of cubes. If I have something in the form of a cubed minus b cubed, the formula for the difference of cubes is a minus b times a squared plus ab plus b squared. The first sign is always the same. The second sign is always the opposite. And the third sign is always positive. Example, x cubed minus 27. The cube root of x cubed is x, and the cube root of 27 is 3. So x minus 3 is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 9. Continuing our review of 2 terms, we're going to look at the sum of cubes. A cubed plus b cubed. The formula for this is a plus b times a squared minus a times b plus b squared. Again, remember the first sign is always the same. The second sign is always the opposite. The third sign is always positive. We can use the word soap to help us remember the signs. An example of the sum of cubes would be x cubed plus 27. The cube root of x cubed is x. The cube root of 27 is 3. Just substitute into the formula. This would be x plus 3 times x squared minus 3 times x plus 3 squared is 9. Resume a review of factoring with 3 terms. Factor by grouping. Here I have a trinomial 2x squared minus x minus 3. To factor by grouping, we need to figure out what our target product is and our target sum. The target product is A times C. The target sum is B. And then the two factors that multiply together to give me the target product, but add together to give me B. Going back to standard form of a quadratic, ax squared plus bx plus c, a is equal to 2, b is equal to -1, and c is equal to -3. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply together, that's a times c, to give me -6, but combine together to give me b, which is -1. The two factors that multiply to give me -6, well, there's -3 and +2, and -6 and +1. -3 plus 2 gives me -1. -6 plus 1 gives me -5. So this one would not work. Replace -x with -3x and +2x. I have 2x squared minus 3x plus 2x minus 3. This is still the same problem. I'm just rewriting the -x term. Now I group two terms together and the other two terms together and pull out the GCF. The GCF in the first two terms is x. When I take an x out of the first term, we get 2x. When we take out an x in the second term, we get -3. In the second grouping, the biggest number I could take out, or the greatest common factor, is 1. And 2x minus 3 stays inside the parentheses. So taking the greatest common factor between these two terms now, we get 2x minus 3. What's left over is x plus 1. And these are the factors to 2x squared minus x minus 3. The second method I showed you on factoring a trinomial is the snowflake method. We will look at the same problem, 2x squared minus x minus 3. To the side, we draw a snowflake, an x, just like I did a while ago, with a line going through the middle. This term is a times x, and this term I do a times x. In the bottom, I do target product, which is a times c. And in the top, we do the target sum, which is b. And these are the factors. So the target product, a times c, is -6. The target sum is -1. A times x, a is 2, so that's 2x and 2x. And we already decided a while ago that the factors were -3 and +2. Now we kind of treat this like a fraction and reduce this piece and this piece if we can. On the right-hand side, 2 goes into 2 one time, so this is x plus 1. The sign stays on the bottom. This number is always positive. And on the left-hand side, 2x minus 3 cannot be factored. So these are the two factors, 2x minus 3 and x plus 1. The last method is the box method, and I did not teach you that this semester. But if you know it, you can use it.